Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video here today from Alpha Central titled When Normal People Are Sick of Spoiled Protesters. Let's get into it. These protesters lead some of the most privileged lives in the Western world, and they are so arrogant to think that stopping traffic and infuriating complete strangers make them look noble. These people need their heads checked.
Prominent vegan Tash Peterson and her partner will be forced to pay $280,000 in damages after accusing the owners of a vet clinic of eating their own patients and advertising animal cruelty. Footage shows a heated 6-minute confrontation at the Perth clinic over 2 birds in a cage. The couple can be heard defaming the vets in a video posted to the vegans' public social media page, viewed 78,000 times.
I don't really care what people choose to do with their life, whether they become vegan or not. Me personally, I don't care. But I find it interesting how these people slandered some innocent veterinarians in the name of veganism. It makes no sense.
I was just trying to make a point and a busker trolled me. Wait for it.
I say, I'm more than my double D's. Well, I'm more than my big black dick. What the fuck, bitch? I say, your pumps for having tits. Well, there's free, you see.
She's acting like a victim, even though she's bringing all of this on herself with some idiotic protest that literally has no other supporters. What did she think was going to happen?
Black people, they don't come out and do this crap. The only time they do this crap is when a white person touches them. The other races, it's wrong for a white cop to kill a person, that's for sure. But if it matters, it should matter at all times.
So what are you fighting for? What are you fighting for? You're not here to fight injustice. You're here to cause drama.
Will be stop violence. It's not about blacks.
Okay, since you're so, you guys are so
blacks are oppressed. I am black. I'm not oppressed.
That's
I am free.
That's good for you. That's an individual person. What about a systemic issue?
It's rather refreshing to see people stand up for themselves to this idiocy. These so-called protesters don't even know what they're protesting half the time. They just show up and don't even bother to read the memo.
I do what I want. You have the skills. This is a country where you have the skills. You want to do what you want. You do it. Stop forcing on people to accept that they're oppressed. They are not. I am not oppressed. I am black. Stop making people accept that they're oppressed. You're forcing a rhetoric into your mind, which is not true. Violence is wrong, period. It's not about blacks. The blacks in black neighborhoods every single day. I've never seen a Black Lives Matter in those neighborhoods.
Why don't you start?
I'm not carrying anything saying Black Lives Matter. I know I matter.
She brings up a great point. There is no sense in protesting against quote-unquote violence unless it's talking about violence against innocent people. But this is never the case. They make it about race every chance that they get. When you see all of this commotion, one really does have to ask, what exactly does this accomplish? And the answer is simple. It accomplishes nothing. It solves nothing. It is just privileged people who have too much time on their hands and refuse to do anything of use.
Little babies to death. That's basically what it is. I know he thinks it's magic meat that came from Magic Place.
It is both.
But it came from a slaughterhouse and a factory farm. That's a baby that's 6 weeks old. If you did that to a pigeon over there, you'd be called a psychopath. But it's totally normalised when he buys it from KFC. How brainwashed do you have to get? Pathetic, humans, pathetic. Self-righteousness is out of control.
You have to appreciate the irony of this man condemning the self-righteousness of some guy eating a chicken sandwich, and yet he's the one flaunting a false sense of moral superiority and passing senseless judgment on a guy for eating a sandwich.
What makes it so special that this crap has to keep going? When are you going to pay attention? That's why we're doing screams. Because you've ignored us for forever. Gas chambers in Melbourne. Gas chambers in Melbourne. You're eating out of them.
One thing that these protesters have in common is that they are angry to an unhealthy degree. All they do is show up and act as unpleasant as possible to complete strangers who have done them literally no harm whatsoever. What's funny is how these people think that they're on the right side of history by slowing down the commutes of people who actually have productive lives. They are not going to be remembered as heroes so much as they'll be remembered as massive jerks who delayed people going about their days. These idiots were thinking that they were going to be spreading an important message, but the only message they sent was one that we already knew. They are so stupid that they forgot to take the keys out of their gas-guzzling vans. What exactly did they expect was going to happen? You don't get to disrupt the lives of complete strangers and not expect any pushback whatsoever. These guys should consider themselves lucky that nobody decided to start throwing fists. I don't think anybody is going to disagree that what this guy did was totally justified. He didn't yell, scream, or make any violent threats. He figured out the most peaceful way to stop this nonsense. It really does go to show how cooler heads do prevail.
You need to let the ambulance through. God. Oh,
Get out the
that
way.
way.
Get out the way.
Yeah.
Now you've got to
No.
move. What's he doing?
Ambulance.
That is terrible.
No.
They are so annoyed. Oh! He threw a sandwich!
These jerks think that they're saving the planet, so they have no problem keeping ambulances from doing their jobs, which is quite literally to save lives. It's disgusting to watch how callous these idiots are. You know, guys, I'm not altogether knowledgeable about these things, but I am failing to see how defacing Stonehenge has anything to do with protesting oil consumption. It's crap like this that convinces me that these idiots don't know what they're doing. They're just spoiled children looking for attention.
Players in, players in.
These people have no shame whatsoever. Disrupting a tennis match is not only infuriating to the spectators, who are most likely just looking for a temporary escape from their garbage, it's also a massive insult to the professionals who are there to do their jobs. What is the matter with these people, man?
40 seconds! Because of that. Go across the road right now or we'll call the police.
Call the police for what?
Hot dogs! What? More hot dogs? No, you're not hungry?
For what?
Yeah.
That's the one hot dog.
Yes, call the police. There is a guy trolling malnourished vegan protesters by eating a hot dog. This is truly the crime of the century. These fools honestly think that a guy eating a hot dog while they're trying to disrupt traffic is somehow a crime.
Das Autofahrer, ich bin selber Autofahrer. Was denke ich?
With all of their grandstanding and posturing, all they're doing is proving the power of human ingenuity. These guys block the road so the drivers mind their own business by driving around them on the grass. They have proven absolutely nothing with this stunt.
Dairy farmer, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Do you own a dairy farm now?
Yeah, you gotta be very, very careful what you're doing here.
Why is that?
No, you gotta be very careful. You could ruin our industry.
Well, that's what we're trying to do.
That's what you're trying to do, I know.
Yeah, we are. We want the dairy industry to be obsolete because of the victims involved. Not because we want you out of a job, though.
Yeah, you do.
No, we want you to
If you come down the southwest, we're down near the tribal possums down there near the other side of
I've been down there, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you look at the communities down there, that whole southwest community
built on farming
is riding on the cow's back, and here you are trying to destroy it.
Dairy farmers are some of the hardest working people in the world, and these privileged morons show up to try and destroy their very lives for virtually no reason. And yet they act like they're trying to make the world a better place. They have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, because the cow is a victim in this. Yeah, because we're looking. Yeah, they are.
No, they're not.
Well, okay, why?
You go down there and you tell me if you can see a bad-looking cow.
Well,
you go through Colac,
I do.
Those cows are in perfect mint condition.
When they go into the slaughterhouse, they come out chopped up into pieces.
They do.
They are victims.
For us to eat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But where's the cow's choice in this?
Yeah, but we don't live in a perfect world, mate.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
We can.
If there's one thing that these protesters can't stand is when people calmly engage them in debate only to get defeated with primary school logic. The lifestyle they want to force on everybody isn't sustainable, nutritious, or even possible. Humans have been eating meat for thousands of years for a reason.
It's not your show.
No, but shouting doesn't work.
I do the question.
You do the shouting.
Stop shouting at me then.
Good.
You haven't answered
my conversation.
Let's have a question.
Good.
See if you can answer it. What are the CO2 emissions for this country, and what are they for China and Russia and India?
Per capita, the emissions...
Not per capita, what are the emissions?
China's emissions...
What percentage of the emissions in the world come from China?
Using childish maths is silly.
Childish maths?
Yes.
They're statistical facts.
Because, no, a country that's bigger than UK has more...
What percentage of the global emissions come from China?
Are you talking about
production emissions or consumption emissions?
Just give me the emissions.
You are actually...
Those are two very different figures.
Look at you guys. You're so expert in every part of it.
These guys get so upset when asked a completely reasonable question, and that's because the answers to these questions completely debunk everything that they claim to stand for, which just proves what we already know. They are angry for the sake of being angry. Nothing more.
You don't want to tell me.
No, I want to tell you.
You don't want to tell me because you know the answer.
No, why you're asking this question? You already want the answer? What I am saying is China is 20 times bigger in population than the UK, so its emissions are 20 times bigger. But our investments are 15 times
So when are you going to Beijing?
When you go to Sudan and
I'll fly you to Beijing.
When you go to Sudan
I'll fly you to Beijing.
Can we agree?
I'll put you guys on a plane tomorrow to Beijing.
Yes.
I'll pay, right? You're going to go and protest?
I will go with you.
You're not, are you? You're not with your moral cowards.
These guys will never go to the source of the emissions to protest because that's not what they're after. They just want everyone in the Western world to be as aimless and miserable as them.
They actually take
You'd rather go and chuck
Piers,
paint
stop
at
being
paintings.
such a gammony windbag and
I'm
listen.
not a gammony windbag.
Oh my God.
I just think you guys are honestly moronic in the way you're going about this. You've been on
Do you fly for holidays?
You've been on national television. I watched this interview.
Do you fly
You
for
went on my
holidays?
own programme, Good Morning Britain, and you actually said you wanted everyone to get rid of their pets. You are the great pet slaughterer.
They don't care about saving the world. If they did, they would be doing actual work. They just want social media coverage so they can come up with some of the most absurd things to say, including not being able to have pets.
Good night. Yeah, I just want to let you know,
You know, I do think it's kind of silly to be charging 1,000 British pounds for a gold-plated steak, but at the end of the day, if there's people willing to pay that, then it's their business. Causing this drama does nothing except give the restaurant free publicity.
How do vegans come up with such stupid ways to protest? Yesterday, a group of vegans put themselves into these concrete shoes and stood outside Starbucks holding up a sign because they're tired of the 50-cent upcharge on soy milk. These guys literally thought it was a good idea to pour wet concrete onto their feet, wait 1 or 2 days for it to dry, and then have somebody carry them in front of a Starbucks so they can hold a sign about how much they hate paying 50 cents upcharge for soy milk. Do you literally have nothing better to do with your time?
The answer to that question is obviously no. They have nothing better to do than complain about paying extra for a product that is terrible for your health, bad for the environment, and something that tastes awful.
Some of the idiot protesters couldn't get their feet out. No surprise there, it's concrete. What did you expect? So ambulances had to be called for these guys, wasting even more taxpayer dollars. A few of them were also arrested because they shut down an entire street because of their dumb protests. And it makes me feel bad for all the other cool vegans I know. The saddest part, these dummies probably feel like they accomplished their life mission.
Common sense is a virtue that will never bless these protesters. How dumb do you have to be to lock your feet inside of a brick of concrete in the name of soy milk? With crap like this, the memes practically just write themselves. What's funny to me is how these guys claim to be peaceful, loving, and tolerant, and yet they will not hesitate for 1 second to demonize anybody who is different from them.
You know what? You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Pharrell. Yes, you're right. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. It's okay. Everybody give her a round of applause, please. Yes, I have. You're right. God bless you. God bless you. Everybody say it. God bless you.
These protesters are children, honestly. They just want attention and admiration. They want to be given trophies for being right. So this man decides that the best thing to do is just treat this person like a child.
Okay. Yeah. God bless you. God bless you. I love you too. You know what? Just let me address that. You know, Rome wasn't made in a day. And sometimes when you have plans to change things in situations, you have to get in a position of power and of influence.
She honestly thought she was changing the world by going up to a spokesman and accusing him of torturing animals. These people have absolutely no idea what they're doing.
Where you can change people's minds and help progression is not necessarily the way to do it. And sitting in my position, when I have conversations on behalf of organizations like that, unbeknownst to them, they come out here and do themselves a disservice. That's okay. When that change comes, everybody in this room will remember that I told you we're actually working on that. And if she would have just asked me, I would have told her. But instead, she wanted to repeat herself.
These protesters are incapable of thinking for themselves. They can't even bring up any real points. They just repeat whatever they're told to say. They have no solutions outside of getting angry and disrupting everyday life.
It's saying, I'm happy to slot back into fifth position and then pull back. And looks as though we've got an incident here on the start line. Naturally, you can see the event security getting involved to sort out the scenario on that start line.
From a driver's point of view, the cars are fine. They're just sitting there energized and ready to go. But from the actual drivers themselves, it is a little bit of commotion.
What's interesting is that this is a Formula E race. These are electric vehicles. Isn't this the kind of crap that these idiots want? They are so stupid they don't even know what they're protesting.
It's time to pick a side. We don't have time to waste anymore.
Why were you arrested?
For sitting down with my friends after they painted a building. I didn't do anything. I sat on a pavement, and now I've got a bit of orange paint on me, and apparently that's a crime now. Whilst the people in that building make decisions which are people around the world. It is destroying the lives of people in Uganda.
It's a surprise to exactly none of us that this woman has pink hair. She claims to be fighting for the people of Uganda, but is only willing to do it from the comfort of her own city. She doesn't give two craps about those people. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Drop a comment, and I will see you all in the next one. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Peace.